The first question says write 40% as a fraction. So let's first remember that any percent has basically denominator of 100. So 40% becomes 40 over 100. Now to simplify this, we can cancel out the 0 first. There's a 0 in the numerator and a 0 in the denominator. You can cancel them out. We can't cancel the second 0 out because there aren't two zeros in 40. There's just one 0. Hence, we can only cancel out 1 0. So now we have 4 over 10. We know 4 is 2 times 2 and 10 is 2 times 5. So 2 over 5 is your answer. Then for 15% as a fraction, same steps, we rewrite 15% as 15 over 100. Now we know 15 is 5 times 3 and 100 is 5 times 20. Cancel out the 5s. So we're left with 3 over 20. 20 and 3 don't come in the same times table, so we can't further factorize it. So it stays as 3 over 20. Then it says a car travels 100 miles in 4 hours. What is the average speed? So average speed is given as distance over time. Distance is 100 and time is 4. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So 25 miles per hour is your average speed. Next, it says that the diagram above shows a parallelogram. Work out the size of angle X and angle Y. Okay, so if we quickly revise angles in parallel lines, these two angles are equal because they're vertically opposite. Then this angle is equal to this angle because they're alternate angles. This angle and this angle, these two are co-interior angles. So their sum adds up to 180. So over here, X and 64 are co-interior angles. So X plus 64 is going to be equal to 180. So it means X is going to be equal to 180 minus 64, which basically equals 160. We need to remember another property for parallelograms. In parallelograms, opposite angles are equal, which means this angle is equal to this, and this angle is equal to this angle, which means for Y, it's going to be 64. So once again, X and 64 are co-interior angles, hence this sum adds up to 180. And in parallelograms, opposite angles are equal. So that's why Y equals to 64, and this angle would be 116 as well. Calculate the nth term. So we have a sequence which has the terms 6, 11, 16, 21, and 26. Now if you notice, to go from 6 to 11, we add 5. To go from 11 to 16, we add 5. And once again, to go from 16 to 21, we're adding 5. So we have a common difference of 5 over here, which means we can begin with creating the nth term as 5n. Always remember, whatever your common difference is, you multiply that with n. If the common difference is being subtracted, it's going to be minus that value of n. And if the common difference is being added, it's positive that value of n. So it's going to be 5n over here. Now let's use 5n and see if we get the terms that are given in the sequence. So you try to find the first term. That's going to be 5 times 1, which is equal to 5. Now as you can see, the first term is 6, not 5, which means to turn 5 into 6, we need to add 1. So let's use 5n plus 1 now. So let's say try to find the fourth term. That's going to be 5 times 4 plus 1, which is 20 plus 1, and that's 21. And that is exactly what the term is in the sequence, which means our nth term is going to be 5n plus 1. Then it says using the nth term, calculate the 100th term. So T100 is going to be 5 times 100 plus 1, which is going to be 501. That is your answer. Then it says here 4 expressions GH, G square plus H square, G minus H, and G plus H. If G equals to 10 and H equals to -2, arrange the expressions in order smallest to largest. So if we substitute GH in the first one, that's going to be 10 times -2, which is -20. Then the second one, that's going to be 10 square plus -2 square, which is going to give us 100 plus 4, that's 104. The reason why it's 104 because 10 squared is 100 and -2 squared is +4. So 100 plus 4 is 104. Then 10 minus -2, which is G minus H. When a negative integer is being subtracted from positive integer, what happens is that they become added. So that's going to be 12. Then G plus H, which is going to be 10 plus -2. So now a negative integer is being added to 10. So now we will subtract. In the previous case, a negative integer was being subtracted. So then we add. And when a negative integer is being added, we subtract. So 10 minus 2, and that is 8. Smallest over here is the negative number, which is -20. So GH, then we have 8, which is going to be G plus H. Then we have 12, which is G minus H. And lastly, G square plus H square. If there's still any confusion, I'll show the numbers on a number line. So we have 0 over here. Negative numbers are on the left-hand side. Let's say -20 is over here. Positive numbers on the right-hand side. So we have 8, 12, and 104. On the left-hand side, your numbers are small, and on the right-hand side, your numbers are big. Since we have to start from the smallest, if we go this way, we can see that -20 comes first, which is the smallest. Then we have 8. Then we have 12, and then 104. Hence, this is the order of the expression starting from the smallest to the largest based on the values given.